Good morning, my dear students. Hope all are fine and safe too. So, every day I am starting the class with the previous section. Is it today? For a reference, just hear a story about the Stephen Hawking. Please go through that and take the message from that story, because I think it is a time to know the value of time, because you got enough time but you didn't utilize it. So please go through this video. After that we'll continue with our class. Okay, so please watch the video and take inspiration or take the value from it. Okay, after the video we'll come back.
Stephen Hawking grew up in a family of well-educated people. Both of his parents had college degrees, so education was very important. But Stephen was never a brilliant student. He was not able to read properly until he was 8. And despite his average performance in school, there was something about him that teachers recognized. They knew there was a hidden genius deep inside. He was never very interested in school. He was more fascinated in what was happening outside and spent most of his time inventing new things. While in school, Stephen was nicknamed Einstein. When Stephen was 17, he went to Oxford University to study physics and chemistry. And believe it or not, while at university, Stephen was incredibly lazy and had barely worked for an hour a day. He found his first year very boring. I'm not proud of this, I'm just describing my attitude at the time, which I shared with most fellow students: boredom and feeling nothing was worth making an effort for. After graduating from Oxford University, he went to Cambridge to further his studies in cosmology. But soon, Stephen started having some strange physical symptoms. His speech started to be slurred, he was clumsy, he would often trip and fall, and at first he wasn't paying much attention. But his condition was getting worse rapidly. In the meantime, he met his future wife Jane. But after making a series of tests, it was diagnosed that he was in the early stages of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. The part of his brain responsible for muscle control was shutting down. This disease gradually paralyzes people, and over time they struggle to walk, talk, swallow, and even breathe without help. And Stephen had only 2 years left to live. When the doctors told him he didn't have much time left, at only 21, something shifted inside of him. Faced with the possibility of dying, Stephen was motivated to make a difference and not be lazy and waste any more precious time. So he dedicated his entire life on his work. He became even more optimistic and married Jane, and they soon had 3 children. When faced with the possibility of an early death, it makes you realize that life is worth living, and there are lots of things you want to do. It is a waste of time to be angry about my disability. One has to get on with life, and I haven't done badly. People won't have time for you if you're always angry or complaining. He became one of the most recognizable, unique, and admired scientists of all time. His incredible work on black holes and the origin of the universe changed the way we think about science. His most famous book, A Brief History of Time, was sold more than 10 million copies. Stephen Hawking is one of the most inspirational people in the world. He had an incredible determination and burning desire to live. He didn't let his illness stand in the way. No matter how hard life was, and no matter how impossible or unachievable something was, giving up was never an option. Despite all odds, he proved his doctors wrong, miraculously living more than 55 years after his diagnosis. He died at the age of 76. Stephen Hawking might have been disabled in body, but not in his spirit. And he has the best advice for living a happy life. Remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Never give up work. Work gives you meaning and purpose, and life is empty without it. Try to make sense of what you see and wonder about what makes the universe exist. Be curious, and however difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. It matters that you don't just give up. Be brave, be determined, overcome the odds. It can be done. While there is life, there is hope. So, what's your story?
Yes, welcome back, my dear students. So I think all are inspired by the story that I give to you. So please take the moral of that story and be practice in your life also. That is, time and tide waits for no man. That you have to think the meaning of that proverb. Okay, so we'll continue with the section. That is, we already taught in the previous class, that is the properties of a parallelogram. What are the theorems we discussed? First one is what? The angle sum property of a quadrilateral. That you already know. What is the angle sum property of a quadrilateral? That is 360 degree. Okay, that is discussed on the, not the previous class. Before that we discussed. Okay, then what is the first theorem that taught on the previous class? Yes, in a parallelogram, or the parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. That is, if you are given a parallelogram and one diagonal, that diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. That is the first theorem. What is the second theorem? In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal. And the third one is the converse of that. Is it? That is, if in a quadrilateral the opposite sides are equal, then it is a parallelogram. Okay, next one. Fourth one is what? Fourth theorem. Yes, in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. Okay, then fifth one, converse of that. What is the converse of that? Yes, if in a quadrilateral, opposite angles are equal, then it is a parallelogram. Okay, then what is the sixth theorem? Sixth one. Yes, in a parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other. Okay, then the seventh one. Yes, the converse of that. What is that? In a quadrilateral, the diagonals bisect each other, then it is a parallelogram. So these 7 theorems are important, and then we will move to the next theorem in this class. That also we are discussed today. So please go through that theorem. Shall we start? Yes, one more minute I will give you. So please go through all the 7 theorems, or all the 7 plus 1, that is sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. So just read that, and then we will continue with the new section. So please read it. Okay, this is our next theorem. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if a pair of opposite sides is equal and parallel. Okay, here the condition for a parallelogram or a quadrilateral to be a parallelogram, what is the condition? A pair of, only one pair of opposite sides is equal and parallel. That means if you have a parallelogram of that one pair is equal and parallel, then we can say that it is a parallelogram. Okay, so our condition is what? One pair of opposite sides. For example, ABCD is a parallelogram, and one pair, that is AB and CD. AB is parallel to CD and AB is equal to CD. Then we can say that it is a parallelogram. Okay, so our given condition is this. We want to prove it is a parallelogram. Hope you clear the statement. So for a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. What is the condition? If a pair of, only one pair of opposite sides equal and parallel, both should be there. If not the other side, same side should be equal and parallel. If AB is equal to CD and AB is parallel to CD, then only we can say that it is a parallelogram. Okay, so hope you clear the statement. So please write down the theorem statement only, not the figure. Up to the statement you have to write. Please write down. Yes, shall we start the proof? For that we need one parallelogram. So just draw one parallelogram and I name it as ABCD. Okay, and I draw a diagonal AC. Any diagonal you can choose, but I will choose here as diagonal AC. Okay, and I mark the angles. Let it be angle 1 and this is angle 2. This is angle 3 and this is angle 4. Just I am taking. And what is given in the question? What is given in the question? Please go through that. If a pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel. So one side is equal and parallel. What are they? Yes, I will take AB is equal to CD and AB is parallel to CD. This I will take. That is AB is equal to CD and AB is parallel to CD. I will take only one pair. You want to prove if it is a parallelogram, what we have to prove? The other side also equal and parallel. That here we have to do. Okay. So to prove, what we have to prove? To prove ABCD is a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram. This thing we want to prove. For that purpose, what you have to prove? That is, IE means that is, you want to prove what? AD is equal to BC and AD parallel to BC. This thing we have to prove here. Okay, so hope you clear up to this. So, we want to consider two triangles. Is it? Always we are doing like that. We are proving the congruence and then for that purpose we need two triangles. Can you say what are the two triangles? Consider. What are the two triangles? Consider triangle ADC. ADC, this triangle. And which triangle? Triangle ABC. Two triangles we got. So can you say the congruence? Yes. First one already given condition. Is it? So AB is equal to CD. Given. Then, is there any common is there? Yes. AC is equal to AC. Common. Is there any angle is there? Yes, we can say. What are the angles? Angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Why? Angle 1 is equal to angle 2. What is the reason? Because already given that they are alternate, they are parallel. So, that parallel is cut by a transversal forming alternate interior angles. So, alternate interior angles are equal. So, which congruence rule? One line, one angle, then common side and the other side. So, which? Yes, SAS, side, angle, side. Is it? So, by SAS congruence rule, we can say that triangle ADC. Listen here, I will write the congruence. Triangle ADC. Okay, C corresponds to A. Is it? So, we can write instead of A here. And D corresponds to B itself. And C corresponds to what? Sorry, A corresponds to C. So, we can write triangle ADC congruent to triangle CBA. That is, these two triangles are congruent. Hope you clear up to this. How will you get this? Want to be already given in the question. One pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel. And we draw one diagonal. And we got two triangles. And from that, we have to prove the congruence rule. That is, triangle ADC congruent to triangle CBA. Reason SAS rule. So, by CPCT what we can say? By CPCT other part is also equal. Is it? So, AD is equal to BC we can write because that's only third side of that triangle. Is it? So, we can say AD is equal to and this one, and also we can write angle 4 is equal to angle 3. Is it? So, please write down up to this. After that, let us say. So, please write down. Okay, so by CPCT what we can say? By CPCT what we can say? Third side is equal. So, we can say that AD is equal to BC. Okay, and also what angle 4 will be equal to what angle 3? Is it? This is the third angle, that also equal. So, listen here, what is angle 4 and angle 3? Please go through that. These two lines cut by a transversal, they are equal. That means they are alternate interior angles. If the alternate interior angles are equal, then what we can say? The lines are parallel. But, what we can write? But, angle 4 and angle 3 forms alternate interior angles and are equal. Already we got as they are equal. Is it? So what we can say, they are equal. So what we can say, yes, therefore what we can say, AD parallel to BC. Okay, so already we got AD is equal to BC. Also what we can say, also AD is equal to BC. So what we can say, therefore parallelogram ABCD, or ABCD is a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram. So please write down the remaining part of the theorem. So the theorem will not be asked for the exam, but the problems will be asked. So if you want to prove it is a parallelogram, it is enough to prove that the opposite sides are equal and parallel. That's enough condition. That's the only condition for it being a parallelogram. What is the condition? The opposite sides are equal and parallel. That property we are applying throughout the solving the problems. So please go through this carefully. So please write down the remaining part. Next we'll move to the first question. In a parallelogram ABCD, angle C is equal to 108 degree. So this angle is given in the question as 108 degree. Okay, determine the remaining angles, but we are given it is a parallelogram. So you want to apply the property here. What is the property of a parallelogram? The opposite sides are equal and parallel. But what about its angles? If the opposite sides are equal and parallel, then this angle and this angle forms what? Can you say? They are co-interior angles. Co-interior angles are supplementary, is it? So we can say angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Okay, what reason is co-interior angles are supplementary. Co-interior angles are supplementary. Co-interior angles are supplementary, is it? So we can say the sum is 180 degree. So angle B is already we want to find. So angle B plus angle C is what? 108 degree. That is equal to 180 degree. So from this what we can write? Angle B will be equal to what? 180 degree minus 108 degree. That is 72 degree. Okay. So this we got as 72 degree. But while going through this, B and D are what? Opposite angles. Is it? If the opposite angles are in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. That we already studied. Is it? So we can say B and D are opposite. So angle D is equal to what? 72 degree. And C and A are opposite angles. Is it? So angle A will be equal to what? 108 degree. Reason is same what? Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. So these things we have to kept in your mind. So this is the application of this theorem in our context or in the problem. So please go through this correctly. Okay, these type questions we already done in the 8th standard. That is understanding quadrilaterals chapter. One angle is already given. You have to find the other angle. So if you got the time, please go through that also. Okay, so please write down the answer. So we'll move to the textbook. It says page number 141, example 1. Show that each angle of a rectangle is a right angle. Each angle of a rectangle. So already given rectangle. So what is the condition of a rectangle? Do anyone remember? Yes, a rectangle is a parallelogram. I already explained that. Did anyone remember? A rectangle is a parallelogram. A rectangle is a parallelogram with one angle is what? 90 degree. That we already discussed. Okay. So I'll draw one rectangle here and I'll mark that as ABCD. Okay. And I'll mark one angle A as 90 degree. This means 90 degree. So already it is a parallelogram. Parallelogram means what? Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Is it? So we can write angle A plus angle D is equal to what? 180 degree. How? Because it is a parallelogram. So these two lines are what? Parallel and cut by this transversal. So forming co-interior angles, they are supplementary. So bracket you have to write the answer. Okay, what is that? Co-interior angles are supplementary. They are already done in the previous problem. That's same. And angle is 90 degree. So 90 degree plus angle D is equal to what? 180 degree. So from that angle D will be equal to what? 90 degree. 180 minus 90, that is 90 degree. So this also we got as 90 degree. So what about B and C? Yes, angle B will be equal to what? 90 degree. And angle C will be equal to what? 90 degree. What is the reason? Yes, opposite angles are equal where? In a parallelogram. So while asking this question, what you have to do is you have to write this step first. What is the step? A rectangle is a parallelogram with one angle is 90 degree. That you have to write. Then you have to draw the figure and do the rest of the portions. Okay, so hope you clear this. This definition is very, very important. A rectangle is a parallelogram with one angle is 90 degree. Here what we are supposed to prove? Each angle, that is all angles are 90 degree, that we want to prove by the help of what? The parallelogram concept. So please write down this. Okay, next question is textbook page number 142, example 2. Show that the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular to each other. So we need one rhombus. What is the specialty of a rhombus? Rhombus is all sides are equal and parallel. Okay, so I will write it as A, B, C, D. And diagonals of the rhombus, two diagonals we need. So I will draw the diagonals here. And the center I mark as O. Okay, are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular to each other means this angle should be equal to 90 degree. That we have to prove. So what is the condition of a rhombus? In a rhombus, all sides are equal and parallel. First of all, it is rhombus is a parallelogram, is it? So we can say rhombus is a parallelogram if all the properties of a parallelogram are satisfied here in the rhombus. Okay. So while we are considering or while we are proving the angle is 90 degree, we have to prove this angle is 90 degree. So you can write to prove, what do you have to prove? Angle AOD is equal to 90 degree. AOD not need any one angle, or AOD you can choose, or AOB you can choose, or COB you can choose, or COD you can choose. Any one angle you can choose, that angle is 90 degree. Okay, so if you are considering this angle is 90 degree, you have to consider this triangle and this triangle. So please go through it. It is adjacent triangles we have to take. While we are proving the diagonals of the rhombus are perpendicular to each other, we are considering the adjacent triangles, because while we are considering the opposite triangles, we don't get, because we want to prove it is perpendicular. Is it? Perpendicular means what? One angle is 90 degree. If one angle is 90 degree, we have to prove that linear pair concept. Otherwise, we can't say. Opposite angles are equal only. Opposite angles are equal. Linear pair is 180. If equal, we can 90. Perpendicular is prove linear pair concept. If linear pair concept and adjacent triangles choose. Opposite triangles choose the linear pair. So adjacent triangles choose. So for that purpose we are considering which two triangles can we say? Consider triangle AOD. This triangle. One. And one more triangle we need, angle COD. These two triangles we need. So can you say the congruence? Yes. First one is what? These two triangles we are considering. AD is equal to CD. Can you say? Yes, because in a parallelogram or in a rhombus all sides are equal. So we can write AD is equal to CD. Reason, rhombus all sides are equal. All sides are equal, or adjacent sides are equal. Then what about the other one? Yes, we can say OA is equal to OC. Why? OA is equal to OC. Why we can say that it is? Yes, in a parallelogram the diagonals bisect each other, is it? So being a parallelogram, that's enough. Being a parallelogram, what? Diagonals bisect each other. Bisect each other. Is it okay this? Yes. Next one is any common? Yes, OD is common. OD is equal to OD common. So by which congruence rule? Three sides are given. Is it? So by SS's congruence rule, what we can say? Triangle AOD congruent to triangle. AOD congruent to triangle COD. These two triangles are congruent. By which congruence rule? SCSS rule. So please try down up to this. Hope you clear these things. First of all, you have to write the question. Then the same figure you have to draw. And then write up to this. Please write down. So we got the triangles are congruent, is it? If the triangles are congruent, if the equals AD or the angle opposite to AD is what? This one, is it? So angle, I'll mark that angle as 1. And this angle I mark as 2. Okay. So angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Why? Because the angles opposite to equal sides are equal. So please write down that also. Angles opposite to equal sides are equal. Or we can say by the congruence also you can say. Okay. So angle 1 is equal to angle 2. But we know they are linear pair, is it? So angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to what? 180 degree. Reason is what? Linear pair. And angle 1 is equal to what? Angle 2, is it? Or you can say angle 1 plus angle 2 can be changed as angle 1 is equal to 180 degree. So 2 times angle 1 is equal to 180 degree, which implies angle 1 is equal to what? 180 degree by 2. That is 90 degrees. So we can say that one angle is 90 degree. That is angle AOD is equal to 90 degree. That means we have diagonals of the rhombus are perpendicular to each other. This is 90 degree means this one is also now automatically 90 degree. While cancelling vertically opposite angles, there is also 90 degree and this one is also 90 degree. So we got the diagonals of the rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular bisector, not perpendicular to each other. But always it is perpendicular bisector. Why? Because it is a parallelogram. If it is a parallelogram, what condition? The diagonals bisect each other. Is it? Diagonals bisect each other. Here we got as perpendicular. Only the case for rhombus. So we can say that the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular bisected to each other. Okay, that is also correct one. This condition is that it is a rhombus, not the parallelogram, rhombus. In case of rhombus only, we can say that this angle is 90 degree. Okay, so hope you clear this one. So please write on the remaining part. Yes, next question is page number 142, example 3. So please go through that. ABC is an isosceles triangle in which AB is equal to AC. So this is an isosceles triangle and this side are equal. So if they are equal, then this angle and this angle are also equal. Is it? So you can write it as angle A and here it is angle B. Just I'll write, instead of 1 and 2, I'll write A and B. Okay. Or you can write here also, you can write angle A, no problem. Because they are equal. So angle A, angle A. Then what is the next condition? AD bisects the exterior angle PAC. AD bisects means this angle and this angle are equal. Okay. So we want CD parallel to AB. CD means this line parallel to AB. These two lines are parallel. We want to show that two conditions we want to prove. First one is what? Angle DAC will be equal to angle BCA. And the second one, ABCD is a parallelogram. These two things we have to prove. Okay. So first of all, we want to focusing on angle DAC is equal to angle CBA. So listen here please. While we are considering this triangle, you already mark angle A, angle A. So we can write it as angle ABC. Is it? Angle ABC will be equal to what? ACB. Angle ACB. So please listen here. This angle means what? ABC is equal to ACB. Clear? They are equal. That is the first condition. Okay. Then we can say that angle PAC is the exterior angle. This one no need. This one full is the exterior angle of this triangle. Is it? Exterior angle is equal to sum of interior angles, that you already know. So we can write angle PAC, that is exterior angle, is equal to sum of these two. That is what? Angle ABC. We already write here ABC plus angle ACB. Is it clear? But we already know they are equal. Is it? So we can replace angle ABC by angle ACB. So angle ACB plus angle ACB. So that is equal to 2 times angle ACB. That is equation number 2. So just knowing this they are equal and this angle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So we can change that and we will find that this angle. That is angle PAC is equal to 2 times angle ACB. That is equation number 2. Okay. Now we move to the next statement. What is the next statement? AD bisects PC. Is it? So this angle and this angle are equal. So we can write as what? Angle PAC will be equal to what? Angle PAD. Is it? Angle PAD plus angle DAC. AC. Clear? Angle PAC is equal to angle PAD plus angle DAC. But we know that they are and bisectors, is it? So they are equal. So we can write angle PAC will be, PAD. PAD will be equal to what? Angle DAC. Why? Reason is what? Reason is what? They are AD is a bisector, angle bisector of PAC. So we can say that what? They are equal. So we can replace angle PAC will be equal to what? Instead of angle PAD we can write angle DAC plus angle DAC, that is equal to 2 times angle DAC. That is equation number 3. So please go through the equation number 2 and equation 3. Here also angle PAC, here also angle PAC. Yes, so we can equate the other side, is it? So please write down up to this. From equation 2 and 3, please go through when you have written on the book. Equation 2 and 3, what we can say? Angle PAC is on the left hand side. So RHS will be equal, is it? That is 2 times angle ACB is equal to 2 times angle DAC. Where? From 1 and 2. From 2 and 3. From equation 2 and 3 we can say that this angle should be equal to this angle. So 2 and 2 cancel because they are on same side. So angle ACB is equal to what? Angle DAC. But please go through this angle and this angle. What are the types of this angle? They are alternate interior angles, is it? So but they are which angle? Alternate interior angles and are equal, is it? They are equal. So listen here please. While we are drawing, yes, this part is already proved, is it? Angle DAC is equal to angle DC, that we are already proved. So please write down this. After that I will explain the rest of the questions. Please write down these two. This up to this. You can please write down. Yes, but they are alternate interior angles and are equal, is it? So we can say that what? This line and this line are parallel. So therefore what we can say? AD parallel to BC. Okay, this line and this line are parallel. But already in the question given that AB parallel to CD, is it? So AB parallel to BC already given. So what we can say that the two pair of opposite angles are opposite sides are parallel. Then it is a parallelogram. So we can write therefore ABCD is a parallelogram. What is the reason? Why we are saying that it is a parallelogram? Because opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. So this much of this question. I will not give you so many questions. Only 4 questions we are discussed today. 3 questions plus 1 example and 1 theorem. So please go through it thoroughly because it may be confusion for you, but just go through it and write and study 2 or 3 times. Then only that question will be kept in your mind. Okay, so listen here please. What are things we discussed today? First of all, the theorem. What is the theorem? What is the statement? Yes, in a parallelogram, the opposite angles, if each pair of opposite angles are equal and parallel, then it is a parallelogram. That is the theorem we discussed. After that, we will do one problem based on it. What is the problem? One angle is given as 180 degree. We have to find the other angles. By which concept? Co-interior angles are supplementary and opposite angles are equal. By that concept, we are explaining that, or we are find the angles, and then we move to the textual question. If show that the rectangle, all angles of a rectangle are 90 degrees or right angle. So that also we proved. And after that, we will go to the rhombus question. What is the rhombus question? Show that the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Diagonals will be perpendicular. With the help of taking the adjacent sides or adjacent triangles, we will found that adjacent triangles first we consider, and we prove that they are congruent, and after that we move to the linear pair concept. Then we got the one angle is 90 degree. Then we move to this question. This is very important question. two or three times the question is asked for the exam. So please write and study it correctly. Okay. So hope you clear today's section. So I will not give the homework questions. Okay, only one question I will give, because based on the finding the angles of a parallelogram, that questions I will give you two questions. That's enough. Plus these much questions you have to write and study 2 or 3 times. Okay. So hope you clear today's section. And if anyone any doubt, you can ask me through WhatsApp messages. First you have to call me. If you don't get, please message. Okay. That is because somewhat I can't take the call. That's why I'm saying just put the message in the WhatsApp. Okay, I'll check and give the reply. So hope you clear today's section. Stay safe in your home itself. Be inspired by the story that I thought, or that I give you on the first part or the first section. First 5 minutes I'll take for that. So please go through the moral of that story. Okay. So stay safe in your home itself. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye. Good morning, my dear students. Hope all are safe and fine also. So we'll continue with the